Hello. Check this out. I saw that. Hold up. Kind of cool. Ooh. What else can I do? That's kind of cool. Starry night. Anyway. We back. I wouldn't call it today a beautiful day. Ooh. That's cool. But today is November 5th, Wednesday, 9:15 in the morning. I've been up since 6. I fell asleep on the living room floor last night. But luckily I stretched yesterday and today. And I had a bunch of raisins for breakfast. That's where I'm at. It's been a couple days. I've been, still hunting for a job. My car is good. Making music. Playing video games. Been getting really into Binding of Isaac, but anyway, we've got business to take care of. Where are we supposed to be? Right here. You know the deal, come on. What's it gonna be? Let me take a guess. What the very top one will be? Which state? You guys can take a guess for yourself. I'm gonna guess Idaho. Damn, I should have said Florida. Tavares, Florida. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. Reese, Michigan. I think I'm just looking for the coolest name. Reese, Michigan. Let's take a gander here. It's enough information. We could work with this. It's a village. Oh my gosh. This reminds me. Where is it? Where is it? What am I thinking? What was I gonna? Oh, right. It was a bingo. Oh no, I think I lost it. Shoot. Yeah, I have to redo it. But I did have a cool idea to do like a bingo card for these towns. That'll have to wait. Reese, Michigan. A village in Tuscola in Saginaw. Located in almost entirely in the Tuscola's County's Denmark Township. Civil Township of Tuscola. Okay. I thought maybe for a second it was like partially owned by Denmark. The village includes a tiny portion of Blunfield Township in Saginaw County. Population was 1,500 as of 2010. 1,500. Reese, Michigan. 1,500. That seems about right. This is like a very rural area. The area of what is the village of Reese first settled in 1865 when Mrs. Louisa Woodruff and her son built the first home near the current intersection of Reese and Saginaw roads. The Saginaw Watressville Plank Road was opened in 1871, which increased access to the community from Saginaw and the surrounding area. In 1873, the Detroit and Bay City railroads were built on Hudson B. Blackman plotted a tract of land adjacent to the original community, near the current intersection of Saginaw and Meridian Streets, named it Reese in honor of Alvin H. Reese, the railroad superintendent. That's interesting enough, you know. What was his company, you know? Alvin H. Reese. I wish I could play music while I do this. Copyright free, royalty free, or whatever. I say I wish I could. I probably could, but anyway, who the is this, bro? But it said the town was founded in 1873. So it can't be, bro. I don't know who that is. Railroad. Just Reese, Michigan, man. Who is this guy? There's no information. Like, what was his company? You know? Or did he have a company? Or just a superintendent of what? This is such a tangent, but that's what we're here for. It's just to, like, min-max information in these minuscule articles. Yeah, this guy is nobody. But shout out. William B. Stark was born in 1831 in New York and came to Denmark, Tuscola County in 1865. Damn, that was like 30 years later. 6 brothers and 1 sister came to live with him in the following years. They lived in tents in the dense forest of the area, what is now Camp Street. In 1873, William's brother, Joseph, came to the area and opened a hotel near the corner of Reese and Saginaw. He was the 4th family to move in the area, with the others being his brother, the Woodruffs, and the Rogerses. In the fall of 1865, A.W. Gates, a stage proprietor from Saginaw, established a plank road. What is that? Plank road. What is this? What is plank road? Oh my god, it's just a freaking wood road. I've never seen this though. Oh dang. This is what they did back then? I've never seen this before. I think I actually have seen footage of like in more impoverished countries like India. I've seen roads like this, or like, yeah, places where there's sand. That makes sense to me. Plank road. He established a plank road from East Saginaw through Reese and into Watrousville. In 1871, Gates established a mail and stage route along the plank road. Gates kept his express and stage offices in Rogers Hotel. Hold up, before I move on, I just had a thought. You could just make a road? Who's A.W. Gates? Politician or something? He just decided to make a road, and offices in a hotel. The post office was named Gates. Like, who is this guy? Why do you have so much authority? He's got to be like a mayor or something. A.W. Gates likely refers to a company specialized in automatic gates. Dumb. Not what I was referring to. A.W. Gates, Michigan. These people don't exist, man. Wow. No information. This is what I just read. What? How did he get, like, who is this man? Mr. A.W. Gates, stage proprietor, got the town a post office in Plank Road. The town was named Gates in 1871. A short time later, the superintendent G.W. Reese brought the Detroit and Bay City Railroad through here. The station, post office, and town was then renamed after him. We don't know who this guy is. It doesn't matter, I guess. But he came through, and he did his thing, you know? Moving on. So yeah, the post office was named Gates in 1871 after the man responsible for its establishment. In the fall of 1871, Daniel Woodruff opened a grocery and provision store across the street from the hotel. George Mellett and Archie Scott opened a blacksmith shop. September 1872, Asenath M. Rogers, Robert's wife, surveyed and platted 11 acres and called it Gates. So it's like a different community called Gates, I guess. What is this that I'm looking at in this corner? What? Whoa, that's the freaking satellite view. This world never fails to perplex to incomprehensible measures. What the fuck? In 1873, G.W. Reese brought the Detroit and Bay City Railroad through the town. Hudson B. Blackman then plotted a tract of land adjoining Gates and called it Reese, in honor of the railroad superintendent. Right, we just read that at the top. The station, post office, and town were then renamed after him. Thomas Hannaford and Michael Doyle probably worked for that same railroad. Probably. Why'd you write this down, bruh? And Estes Goll, born in Switzerland, an engineer, Blackman also donated the right-of-way and grounds on which the depot sat. Okay. In 1875, Asnath Rogers served... Right, didn't we just read this? Maybe not. Surveyed, plotted an additional village, the village of Gates, with the railroad station at the east end of the town being called Reese. The post office of Gates at the west end eventually merged. The entire village and surrounding area became known as Reese, James, and Taylor. Wait, Reese, sorry. Thought this was a full name right here. James N. Taylor, whom, according to the 1880 census, was born in Virginia, served as a postmaster from 1878 to 1883 and 1889. He and his family, most of their common... Wait, whoa. James N. Taylor, whom, according to the 1880 census, was born in Virginia, served as a postmaster. In 1889, he and his family lost most of their possessions in a house fire. Okay, I had to read that again because my brain read lost his family in the house fire. I was like, whoa, drop that, yeah. In we've entered the 1900s. In 1905, Gatestown was a common name of the west end of the community, still in use in 1915 as late as 1940. Gatestown. Got you. The village grew rapidly and within 5 years had a population of more than 300. Is that rapid pace? Back in the day, I guess. Not really even really sure what our population was that time, but I would imagine that. I guess that was rapid. In 1877, Reese was described as the railroad and trading point for a large section of farming country, as we can see here. Crazy. Along with transporting people to and from the area, the railroad would also transport timber, limestone and produce to markets throughout Michigan. In the early 1900s, the railroad was also used by local farmers to ship hogs and cattle to Detroit. Stages were also running daily to Saginaw to Caro. The depot served both railroads, as 2 train order boards were present. One on a mast for the NYC and one on the building for the PM. Reese Crossing was not an interlocking, but it was protected by a target that was set by approaching train crews. They're losing me a little bit. It's kind of boring. The east-west route is that of the Pier Marquette. The Pier Marquette. The east-west route. Got you. In the north-south route, going by the grain elevator, is the Michigan Central branch line between Denmark Junction and Bay City. The target was set vertical for Michigan Central movement on the Denmark Junction branch. Bro, none of that. I didn't care about any of that. In 1946, the C&O Railway purchased the line. In 1985, it's like 40 years later, the C&O combined with B&O to form CSX Transportation. In 1988, Huron and the Eastern Railway purchased the rail line, which is still in operation today. In 1993, Reese celebrated 120 years of rail service. Reese area farmers are one of the Huron and Eastern Railway's major shippers. Even today, the farming success depends on efficient use of the rail system. Yeah. The first school meeting in the area was held in 1866. School was taught in a lumber shanty. There are 200 children of school age in the district. Let me run some numbers here. There's 200 children in the district in 1866. Let's go back to where the population was stated. It was 500 as of what year? Wait, 300. 1877? I don't know exactly what year they're pointing to here. The village grew rapidly within 5 years, had a population of more than 300. Because if it's in 1877, how are there 300 or 200 kids? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Who cares? It even if it was 300 population, there could still technically be 200 children. So moving on. The left side of the building was the original structure, which was remodeled and increased in size in 1912. In 1913, a student set fire to the school and burned it to the ground. A new school was built in 1914 for $10,000. That structure remained within renovations and additions until it was torn down in 1962. It was replaced by the present middle school building, which was erected from 1957 to 1966. In 1972, the gymnasium was refaced and housed the lower grades. Wait, that was a different sentence. Who cares, though? Because really, this is boring. Structure remained. Gymnasium refaced. The building housed both middle school and high school students. The present day elementary school was built in 1957 and housed the lower grades. Total district enrollment was 1,300 students. The current Reese High School, built at the cost of $3.1 million and opened for the 1976 through 1977 school year housing grades 9 through 12. The middle school housed grades 6 through 8 with grades K through 5 in the present day elementary building. Bro, why? I don't care. Why do they put this information? Like, I could care less. There's gotta be more. Who's writing this? I spent a lot of time on here complaining. That is my bad. I don't mean to be so cynical. It's just, you get it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish people had more. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these articles, bro. Total enrollment for the I don't care. Moving on. Let's see. But without looking, I bet you the demographics. This is Reese, Michigan. It actually could be a little skewed, like, but I'm gonna guess 90% white, and maybe like for the Native Americans, like 0.2%. Let's see. Oh, I killed the Native American. Yo, chill. But damn, bro. Uh-huh. That's my shit. There's a lot of information here if you guys are interested. Like, medium income, 40K, which makes sense. Average, hella average all over. Education, public school, Catholic school, St. Elizabeth. What is this? What is this? I couldn't even pronounce that. A private school affiliated with religious organization, such as a church, provides both secular and religious education. Oh. But what does this word mean? Just like, okay. Okay. Cool. Very cool. Reese. I got a Facebook page. Give me a new. The village of Reese. Trick or treating. You love to see that word. Because all I've been seeing throughout this series is trunk or treat. Village of Reese, village manager, blah 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 blah. Yo, they stay like active, like that's cool. Taxes are due. Yo, I wish my town would do stuff like this. This is like one of the perks, I think, of living in a super small community, like a tight knit community. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see some photos. Or, how you say? Go to maps. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Holy smokes. Oh my god, bro. What have we done to this earth? It's Lake Huron. That's different than Lake Michigan. Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie. Really? Lake Ontario. My dumbass. I thought this was all Lake Michigan. So what is this then? Lake Superior. Well, okay then. Moving back onto this intense landscape. Sheesh. Food and spirits. Cool. Track, football fields, carpentry, mobile home park, ooh, farm lane, meadow lane. It's gotta be, if you were born and raised in this community, you gotta be straight up the most normal, well-adjusted person in the entire world. This seems super, like everybody knows each other. Oh look, Johnny's having a bonfire, and then everyone's invited. Literally the whole town, and it's got to be like a couple hundred people at most. Super tiny. Like there's really nothing to look at here. But this used to be like, you see how dense these trees are right here? Right here. This image? Yes. This right here. This used to be all of Michigan for the most part. This whole area. Everything you see here should look like that, you know? So crazy. You think about it, trees live for like hundreds of years. And when you cut them down, especially at a rate like this, I would imagine it's got to be the last 50 to 100 years. So it's like maybe one lifetime of trees, and we've gotten rid of all of this. It looks pixelated. It barely looks like land. It's so much of Michigan. But you know why it's like this? It's not because, like, a necessity. It's not for necessity, it's for money. They are making so much. It's got to be their main export, I would think, like, besides being a railroad company. It's like Michigan, Maine. Is export even the right term? Like, probably not. Transportation, motor vehicles. Oh, it's still at the top. Huh. Soybeans and corn. Michigan is a top U.S. producer and exporter of products like cherries, blueberries, potatoes, and others. Tart cherries, what? 65% of the U.S. production. Asparagus, black beans. Never mind. Robin Glen, Indian town, bro. What are we doing here? So funny. What is this? This is the biggest shadow I've ever seen. What is this? What is this? No, for real. Why is it everywhere? It looks like oil spill. It's just to be dead grass, I guess. Yeah, man. Shout out to Reese, Michigan. Let me try Michigan. Like, what could I scroll through? Like, go to YouTube. really milk this. Reese car show. Reese or Michigan or Reese Michigan schools. Let's peep. Fuck it. Actually, fuck it.
Doing the FIM and doing the focus instruction model, for one thing, as opposed to just having a regular math program that goes from unit to unit to unit. You may hit on those things, but you may not drill and practice them, where the FIM is allowing us to drill and practice, so that the students can really get those important skills.
What I like about it is repeating it all through the year. It helps develop.
We are using the data to change what our power standards are and kind of focus
She got the accent, bro. Let's go.
where the students seem to struggle more. And then also we can kind of use that to focus on individual students as well. Ones that seem to be struggling a little bit more than others, we can give them.
Okay. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna leave it at that, y'all. Shout out. If you're from Reese, say hi. Comment. Oop, there's my sign. I am going to drink some water. Maybe watch a movie. Wish me luck. I wish you luck. Have a blessed ass day, my friends, my peers, my foes, haters alike. How the fuck? I'm trying to get this off. Turn it off. And there we go. Peace. On love and all the above. Bye.